What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Free Skin Saturday. We're going to play a little Raijin in Clash. Now, I've already done the giveaway from last week because, I'm moving and everything like that. But if you're interested in winning this week, go ahead and just leave your IGN down below, as well as what platform you're playing on. Now, for the most part, if you're playing Conquest, this is the exact build I would go for. Mage's Blessing, Tiny Trinket, 3 healing potions, and 2 mana potions. That's what I'd start out with. Now, my final build is going to be Shoes of the Magi, Bancroft's Talon, Spirit of Desolation, Soul Reaver, Book of the Dead, and then lastly, Hide of the Urchin. You can't go with Power if you're playing Conquest. But in Clash, I kind of feel that it's better to have some protection because you're in these crazy fights. And then I've got Aegis and Beads. Now, of course, we have to go over his kit. And first up, we have Charge Tempo. For every 5 abilities cast, Raijin reduces the cooldown of abilities currently on cooldown, including the one he just cast by 2 seconds. Additionally, Raijin's basic attack have a wider radius point by 2. So, it's pretty standard passive, nothing special you have to do, just use abilities, and hey, you get it. Now, I'm gonna very briefly go over his kit, or the real damage kit abilities, and then we'll kind of talk about it for a second. One, we have Percussive Storm. Raijin pounces drums, sending forth a peal of thunder in a line, then another, then 2 at once, each growing wider as it travels. Now, it's just seriously 1, 2, 3, and each one of them has great, they go through things, it's an awesome ability, but that's not your main source of damage. His 2 is Raiju. Raijin's 2 is Raiju. Now I'm going to break this down as simple as I can. Basically, when you hit someone with a 2, you mark them. And all it does is slow them down and reveals that enemy target to you and your teammates on the minimap. Now, if you ever hit that marked target again during that marked duration, you awaken Raiju. What this does is it doubles the movement speed slow, so it goes from 15 to 30% movement speed slow, as well as it puts a dot damage on that target. But the kicker is it also does that dot damage to 5 nearby enemies. So you could use this on a minion wave, for example. And you could potentially hit that entire minion wave with your 2 because, you're slowing them as well as putting that dot on. So you have your 1 that can clear, but your 2 can clear as well. Raijin's 3 is Thunder Crash. Raijin sends out a bolt of lightning crashing down at his ground target location, damaging and mesmerizing enemies, while Raiju himself ascends into the sky. Shortly, therefore, he crashes down at that location, doing a second burst of damage to all enemies in an area. And, it's a very, very short mesmerize, it's 0.3 seconds, but really, you can use this to escape as well as jump in the middle, but you hit someone with your 2, and then use your crash on them, you mez them for a second, you start that tick damage, hit them with your 1, or just straight go into your ult, which that of course leads us into his ult. Now, Raijin's ultimate is sort of like his 2, where it's a little bit more complex, but it kind of opens up a full tree of abilities. So, basically, when you go into your ultimate, you float up in the air, and you have a choice between 3 different types of beats. And you can use the 1, 2, and 3, or your hotkeys, to actually do these different abilities. Now, his first ability does 100% damage. So your 1 or your just basic attack, that's just boom, here's some damage. His 2 taunts and does 30% damage. So if you're in a big group of enemies, you can, there's 4 of them together, you can taunt them, get them to look at you or chase you, and then have your team beat them up. You're not going to do a whole lot of damage, but being able to taunt is absolutely huge. And then lastly, we have his 3. It's a Fear, and it does 30% damage as well. So really, you can make people chase you, you can make them run away from you, or you can just crank out damage. I think I tried to do one of the taunts in this one, and I don't know if I was successful or not, but, Raijin is, he's definitely a god I have not spent a whole lot of time with. I've always assumed his 1 was his best ability, but it's really not, guys. You want to rank up his 2. That's where you're getting that huge amount of damage from. And it seems odd to me, but yeah, that's definitely what I have found. You might have your own way of playing, but leveling up his 2 gave me a lot more success then whenever I level up his 1, you know, I was playing him in Conquest, and leveling up my 1, I struggle at clearing waves. But other gods, you know, other gods would just shove that wave, and then I realized, hey, 2 is a big part of that kit. I need to start using my 2 to, you know, do those type of things. And, you know, hey, we end up, you know, having a little bit of success. Now, you know, we do end up getting a kill here, and you can see we're able to take him out. So we're finally, you know, kind of learning this a little bit, and, you know, we're 2-1-5. You know, we're not doing horrible. You know, we did have that early game death in the beginning, and, oh, man, Medusa juked me out like crazy on my ultimate, but besides all that, we're doing okay. Now, of course, Clash is all about the rotations and, you know, trying to get some poke on a tower when you can, or, you know, trying to kill that god and then really shoving a tower all as a team. Yeah, you can see here, we end up getting stunned by, what's his name, Bacchus? We end up getting stunned by him, but that's fine. We use our 3 to get out. Fenrir, he makes a bad choice. We end up burning 3 ults on him, which was a little bit unnecessary, but hey, you know, we survived. And then we're going to actually head back to mid, and you can see there, we end up getting a little bit of poke onto that Wukong, but I'm just going to go ahead and 3 out of that situation, and you can see that passive is working, guys. We're reducing those cooldowns, so we're able to use our stuff a little bit quicker, but still, you know, it does take a little bit of time. Bacchus is going in, and, you know, we're just kind of defending this tower. You know, I'm not looking to engage too much. Loki hit Wukong for like 1 billion damage right there. I don't know where that damage came from, but holy moly. And, you know, that's great. Taking Wukong out, you know, keep him shut down. Let's not let him get tanky, or whatever he's building. Maybe he's building damage, that's why he got deleted like that. But hey, no problem. I'm gonna continue my farm, and again, guys, we're playing Clash. It's more of a farming type game, and you can see there, we kind of went in to help out that Loki. He's got to get out, though. You know, he needs to get out pretty bad, and we're probably going to lose our red because of this, or the red because of this. But hey, no problem. It's much better to lose the red and stay alive than it is to take red out and die for it. Now, this Medusa is caught out, and you can see this burst damage we are capable of doing. Now, I swore I hit her with that ult there. Like, even watching it back, I'm like, man, it seemed like it hit her. It seemed like she went right through it. But Thanatos is able to wrap her up. You know, that's awesome. You know, we've got a ton of gold, guys. And we've stayed in the lane for quite a while now. And so we just need to get out. And sure enough, we're going to back up here. Now, since I'm terrible, all I did was manage to finish off my Bancrofts instead of spending all the other ton of gold that I have, because, you know, I'm mindless and not thinking. But, you know, it's what it is. We're going to get back in the lane and continue pushing. Now, again, Clash is all about getting into those fights and then getting the poke on the tower, and we actually managed to take out one of their towers there, which that's huge. And then we're going to kind of engage on this here. We're able to start that poke on Fenrir. You can see that. We go ahead and 3 in and get some more damage on him. Fenrir's hurt, guys. And our Thanatos goes in there. You know, I'm kind of waiting around, seeing what's going to happen. You know, I want to make sure that I'm hitting my abilities. We end up getting that Wukong there. I probably just should have started with an ult, but we end up 3ing over and actually take out that Wukong. You know, probably a better choice than burning an ult on a single kill, but, you know, is what it is. I've got to get out now, though, because, you know, their Freya hurts, man. And so I've got to back up. Loki's already doing work. You know, he just absolutely deleted Freya. You know, hey, that's great. Let's go ahead and take this mid lane, and you can see we put our 2 on it. We delete it, man. And I'm gonna let Loki take that buff. You know, Loki's doing a ton of damage as it is. Let's go ahead and get him more damage so he can actually start one-shotting tanks instead of just ADCs. Now, I go ahead and back, you know, I got a ton of gold still, so let's go ahead and get Spear Online. I'm gonna head over to this fight on their side of the map, and, you know, hey, let's make something happen. Now, I'm just poking the outside of tower, and then Arrg, whatever his name is, he ends up getting that ult, and then I pair it with mine, and they're taking just tons of damage. We end up getting a double kill there. Man, that's so much damage. Oh, that's awesome. We end up marking that Medusa. If I could just go in and hit her, sure enough, we're able to hit her, take her out, no problem at all. And see, you can use that 3 to be hyper aggressive. You know, dive in there. If you've got someone marked and you hit them with your 3, that's a lot of damage very, very quickly. And sure enough, we're able to take that out. From here, we head to mid. We go in on the serpent thing, whatever it does, and hopefully we'll be able to take it out. Now, I can use my 3 to secure, but I want to just keep using those abilities and, you know, just keep getting damage on it. And just in case I have to use that 3, I can. And, hey, we're able to take it out, no problem. Now, this match is probably going to wrap up pretty quickly, and I know that, but I want to stick with the build that I was kind of thinking because, you know, I'd really like to show that off and show the damage and all that kind of good stuff. We're going to march down this, you know, we've taken this Phoenix down. We're going to march down this lane. If we can force a team fight and really put some damage on people, you know, that'd be great. We end up, go ahead and hit that mark, and you can see that the damage that we're getting to Fenrir. We end up using our ult paired with that Thanatos ult. I'm trying to, you know, I was staying floating there to try to outlast that Freya ultimate, and, you know, hey, we were able to do that, and you can see that Wukong was marked right there. Let's go ahead and try to get that mark started on him so he's taking that damage, and then let's just go on this Titan. Let's take this Titan out. We should be able to wrap this match up, and sure enough, we are able to. Now, Raijin is a ton of fun, guys, but you definitely have to play with him a little bit. Learning how to hit his 2, that's my hardest thing, but also with his taunts, with his ultimate, everything like that, it's pretty important to spend a little time with him so you can really learn his kit. Now, don't forget, I did do the giveaway for the Saturday code on another video. I'll try to leave a link in the description. But, guys, remember, I'm moving, so I'm not even around. But if you did enjoy this video, show me some love, leave me a comment, think about subscribing, add me on Smite, guys, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.